Hi, welcome to Hydrology and Atmospheric Sciences. I'm Dr. Whitaker,
And I'm Brittany Ciancarelli.
and we are your advisors. My focus is on the environmental hydrology and water resources.
And my emphasis is on the atmospheric sciences. So while we both advise for hydrology and atmospheric sciences, the major, we have our specialties. And so whichever emphasis you pick, if you pick EHY, you'll be seeing Dr. Whitaker. And if you pick the atmospheric science emphasis, you'll be seeing me, Brittany Ciancarelli. So, academic advising, what is it? We are here to learn about your goals and to help you achieve them. We will advocate for you and help you along the way to plan your path to graduation. So, how often should you come in for advising? You're required to come in at least once a semester, or you can come in as often as you like to discuss other things, like if you're looking to study abroad or if you're looking to add a minor. But we do require you to come in during priority registration, which is the time where you're looking to enroll in classes for an upcoming semester. How do you know when that time is? There's two ways. You can find it in your U-Access. The other way you can do that is through this link here, which is through the registrar. And you can actually use the search criteria on that website. How to make an appointment with us? You can either visit us during drop-in hours, or you can email either Dr. Whitaker or myself, include the purpose for your visit, and include several different times. And hopefully we find a time that works for you if our drop-in hours do not work.
So, what is hydrology and atmospheric sciences, and how do they overlap? Well, hydrology is the study of the distribution of water and how it moves through ecosystems, and it's also the study of management of the water and how it benefits society and the environment. It's really easy to think about the types of projects hydrologists work on and remember them because it can be narrowed down to three categories. One category is projects where there's too much water, projects where there's too little water, and projects where there's too dirty water.
And atmospheric sciences is the study of the atmosphere and motions of the atmosphere that create our weather patterns. And those motions can be on the large scale, trying to figure out how these large mid-latitude cyclones form, or they can be on the small scale, and maybe you're trying to figure out how precipitation forms or how clouds form. You can also study things like atmospheric chemistry and air quality monitoring. You can study remote sensing and radar. And then you can also study longer term trends of weather, which is climate. So, climate patterns, weather forecasting, and things like atmospheric chemistry and the formation of clouds. All of those things are underneath atmospheric sciences.
And where hydrology and atmospheric science connect and where they meet is mostly when it rains and snows and we quantify that precipitation and then it falls onto the ground and affects our stream flow. So that would be flood prediction. The basic thing you need to know is that in this department, we study water and air from below the ground all the way to the top of the atmosphere. We like to say that we study water from hell to heaven. So this slide gives you a visual Venn diagram of how environmental hydrology and water resources overlaps with atmospheric sciences. The types of classes that you'll take if you are an environmental hydrology and water resources submajor is hydrogeology, hydrology, fundamentals of water quality, and so on. It's both field and lab and theory and computer applications.
And then on the atmospheric sciences side, the specific classes that you'll take are things like dynamic meteorology 1 and 2, physical meteorology 1, weather analysis and forecasting 1 and 2, which is both synoptic and mesoscale meteorology based. And then you also have things like remote sensing of the hydrosphere and atmosphere, and computer programming skills. I should say that all of the classes that you would take that would fulfill both the hydrology and atmospheric sciences major and the ATMO emphasis adhere to the National Weather Service requirements and the World Meteorological Organization. So it makes you eligible to work for companies and for the government that adhere to those standards. And then underneath both emphases, no matter which one you choose, you'll get a variety of other classes too, including basic knowledge of physics with intro to mechanics and optics and thermodynamics. You'll take engineering statistics so you can analyze data. You'll take chemistry 1 and 2, And then you'll take some overlapping classes as well that are specific to hydrology and atmospheric science, such as principles of hydrology, fundamentals of atmospheric sciences, environmental risk assessment. And you'll continue on with some overlapping electives in hydrology and atmospheric sciences, as well as a senior capstone experience where you'll actually work on a project and you'll do some research and you'll present those results, or a careers class in hydrology and atmospheric sciences. That's a 1-unit class that introduces you to the plethora of things that you can do with this kind of degree once you graduate.
One of the aspects of this department and this program that is really special is we offer something called an accelerated master's program. What that means is if you happen to have at least a 3.3 grade point average by the end of your junior year, you qualify for either the AMP, the Accelerated Master's Program in Hydrology, or in Atmospheric Sciences. The types of careers you can pursue when you are looking into hydrology range from environmental consulting, water quality and environmental protection, municipal water supply, wastewater treatment, flood control, water contamination remediation, hydrologic systems modeling research. There's so much you can do. And again, that's just a small facet. This is such an interdisciplinary program. You can do countless things with them.
And then in atmospheric sciences related careers, you could do meteorology, and that includes broadcast, operational, and for renewable energy, both in the private and the public sector. You can work with environmental consulting firms, both public and private, that protect our atmosphere. You can work with air quality analysis. You could be a researcher. You could work for insurance companies. And then you could do data analysis. So again, like Martha said, there's just a countless number of things that you can do with degrees like this. So one of the last things we want to tell you before we sign off here on this video is to get involved with hydrology and atmospheric sciences. Get involved with our department right away. So one of the first things you can do is you can join our Hydrology and Atmospheric Sciences Student Association. That's abbreviated as HASA. And that group actually does professional visits with local companies. They have movie nights and hiking days and camping trips. So you can really get involved with the people in the department and get to know both who will become your friends and your future colleagues. That group also runs our student-run conference day. It's called El Dia del Agua y la Atmosfera, the Day of Water and the Atmosphere. You can also join our Southeast Arizona chapter of the American Meteorological Society, otherwise known as CCAMS. And they meet about once a month. They a lot of times meet over at our co-located National Weather Service office on campus, but sometimes they do special trips too. And then you can also join our local chapter of the Arizona Hydrological Society. So we have ways to get involved professionally with AMS and AHS. You can do the Weather Challenge. That's the North American Collegiate Weather Forecasting Competition. We call for those every year in the fall, and you actually compete for the top slot. So that's always kind of exciting. And then finally, you can get involved in undergraduate research. You can start particularly in your sophomore going upwards, but sometimes we have freshmen who start right away too and start getting involved with research. So definitely something to think about. So lastly, Dr. Whitaker and I just want to say welcome to Hydrology and Atmospheric Sciences and to the University of Arizona. Bear down, find our department on Facebook. We're the University of Arizona Department of Hydrology and Atmospheric Sciences. Make sure you follow us, and we look forward to meeting you.